Hi everyone, Aidan here with eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination e-bike rack on our 2020 Toyota RAV4. Now, like the name suggests, this is going to be a bike rack tailored towards e-bikes. It's got a 70-pound weight capacity per bike, so it's a little bit heavier, a little bit more than the typical 60 pounds you might see in a lot of other bike racks. So if you've got a heavier e-bike, this might be a great way to go. Plus, it's going to be really easy to operate, like we'll show you later in the video. It's going to hold the bike in these trays with 3 straps at the bottom, but primarily with our frame clamp up top. That just tightens down around the frame, gets a good strong hold on it, and it's lockable so we can make sure that our bike stays secured to the rack. What makes this unique partially is the way that it tilts. It's going to be really easy to do. There's a handle right down here near the pivot point that we can loosen up and just push out of the way. And you can go from this side, or you can get in between the car and the bike rack and just grab the mast, push it away. Because of where that pivot point is located, it doesn't put a lot of that weight on you. So even if it is fully loaded, it's a lot more manageable to do, especially on your own compared to some other bike racks where you have to kind of crouch down with the bike rack. This gives you a ton of room to open up the hatch, get something out of the back, or just have a nice place to sit down and change your shoes before or after your ride. Whatever you need to do, you can do it, and you don't have to unload the bikes. Now, getting that closed down, we can raise the bike rack back up and tighten down that hand knob again to secure it. So it's pretty quick and easy to do. Now, the next thing that kind of sets this rack apart is the fact that it includes a ramp. Now, there's plenty of other bike racks that include a ramp or have a ramp option, but I like this one because of how wide it is. You can loosen up the hand knob on the back to expand it and slot it in behind the bike. Now with this, like I said, the width of it is what really makes it nice to use. And on your RAV4, because it doesn't sit too high off the ground, the slope of the ramp is great there. I'll undo the wheel straps first because those are our secondary points of contact. Pressing in on the gray button and removing that ratcheting strap. And then we can just undo the hand knob up top. Now, clearly we've got a wall in our way, so I can't wheel it all the way down, but I can show you a little bit of it before I have to lift the bike off myself. And because of that width, it's a very stable ramp. The wider mountain bike tire fits in here perfectly fine, and it feels very stable. So I'll set this to the side real quick, and we can get a closer look at the bike rack. Now, if you are wanting a ramp and you maybe want it to store on the bike rack, you can check out the Yakima on-ramp. It's another option that you have, and the ramp just stores on the bike rack. The one problem I have with it is that the ramp isn't nearly as wide. It's a little more shaky. So for those wider mountain bike tires, they sometimes do get jammed up in that. So it's not as easy to use. I always like to replace these straps. And then we can take some measurements. We'll start off with our ground clearance. You can kind of see there's a bit of a rise in the shank, but it's also this reverse U-shaped design. So the lowest point is actually on the edge here, where we've got 13.5 inches of ground clearance. Overall, that's pretty good. I'd say you're maybe cutting it a little close in certain situations, but it's not too bad overall. Our distance added to the back is going to be coming in right at 29.5 inches. So that doesn't stick out too far, but we can fold it upright when it's not in use. If we want to leave it in the hitch between rides, it's a great way to make things a bit more condensed. Just undo these rubber straps, pop open these handles. That allows us to fold up the mast, re-secure the handles, and those straps. Those straps are just kind of safety precautions to make sure the handles don't pop open. Then there's a pin and clip down near the hitch that we can remove, fold the rack up, and reinsert with the newly aligned holes. Now, because it's a pin and clip, it's sometimes a little tricky to get it lined up. You can just kind of shake the rack back and forth. You'll find that alignment and check out that new measurement. So from here, it's only going to be sticking out about 12.5 inches. It's a lot more condensed and way easier to manage for things like a parking spot. I will say in this state, you're pretty much completely blocking your backup camera and your license plate, so just be mindful of that if you are in an area where you need to have that visible. Down at the hitch, it's working with our 2" by 2" receiver tube, comes with a locking hitch pin and a built-in anti-rattle knob that's tool-free. That keeps things nice and solid in the hitch, the lock keeps it secured, and the lock is key-to-like to those hand knobs up top, so it's all under one system. And overall, if you're looking for an e-bike rack that's going to be easy to use, come with a nice solid ramp, and be easy to operate on your own, I'd say the Destination is a great option, and it fits well on the RAV4. Thanks for watching.